Welcome to the RIP 28 podcast. This is the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. I am Sly the Sports Guy, and I'm joined by a few of my good friends. We always start off with the president. What's going on, El Presidente?
Man's in the building. Let's get it going, fellas and lady.
On the other side, on the American freak, the one and only, your favorite coach. What's going on, LBZ?
What it do, man? It's Beezy the Great, aka your favorite coach, man. Here to get in another good session with the RIP 28 podcast and the great S. Dot. Let's get it.
Speaking of S. Dot, we got Cobb on the other side. What's going on, Miss Cobb? How you doing?
Fellas, what's happening? Very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here.
Happy to be here, you know.
All right, man. Good to have the crew here, man. A lot of stuff going on this week. But you know, you surf up and down your timeline on Facebook. You know, we at that age where we do Facebook every now and then. You know, man, a lot of stuff going on. It's that time of the year where you're starting to see some of your classmates. They're having their kids are having graduation pictures. They're having prom pictures. They're having all that going on this time of year, man, and make us kind of want to go back a little bit, man, drift back in the time, back when we graduated, man. Think back to our prom nights and everything like that. How many of y'all went to prom? Y'all went to prom?
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir.
Everybody went to prom. Yeah. Good night. I went to 3 of them.
Oh yeah, I went to one.
I went to 3 of them. Shit, I like my prom experience. I was 3 for 3. They like, hey.
Yeah. 3 for 3, huh?
3 for 3 on the prom. Hey. Love the prom, man. You know, we got oh man, Chan. Thought to think about it. You got a kid about to go to the prom, man. Uh-oh.
Oh, she can't go.
Why she can't go to the prom?
We don't do that around here. Ain't nobody going 3 for 3 nowhere.
Hey, they might not go 3 for 3. They ain't even getting started. They ain't even getting their little streak started over here, buddy.
It was her. Hey, they already had their prom though. She didn't go to, she a junior, but I'm sure she probably want to go her senior year, but she didn't want to go this year. So,
okay.
No complaints from your boy.
No complaints. You went to the prom. You remember who you took to the prom?
Yeah, I took a girl from my church to the prom actually, and all the girls at Columbia High was hot. But the ones who wanted to go with me anyway, I ain't gonna say all of them. But.
So nobody went mad.
So you took your cousin to the prom?
I had to turn LeBron's sister down. She's still trying to go with me, you know.
That's childish. See, that's childish. That's childish.
Hey, I can't help it. I can't help it. But yeah, I took a girl that from my church. We all went to church from, little kids growing up. And I thought it'd be nice to, take her. We had a good time. And actually, me and Tim kind of double dated. He took somebody from church too. We rode out in my dad's Cadillac. Thought we were some ballers, so it kicked it a little bit.
Did it have a sunroof top?
I remember it was a dark-skinned chick, ain't
it? Yeah.
Okay. Whatever happened to her?
She's still around. I see her on Facebook and everything.
Hold on.
You know the next
watch that line of question.
Moving right along.
That's what she looked like. She's still
still great, man. Still great. Awesome.
Nice political answer right there. We like that one.
Very wholesome lady. Very wholesome.
Very like
she good.
Who you took to the prom, bro?
My junior year, I went with one of the basketball players, and my senior year,
We say
I
names
took
around
a
here.
good friend of mine. No, not me. I don't believe in the name. I had a very good time at both proms with both young ladies.
Okay. So that mean you was at all prom then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 1 year behind y'all, Sly. It was somebody from y'all class.
My senior year, I don't quite remember the prom that much.
Okay.
I know I had the opportunity to go a few times and I turned it down. It was for good reason.
Yeah, my senior year, man, you know, we went out to Red Lobster on Decker Boulevard. We went out there and then we came. Where we at the stadium club? The stadium over there by the stadium somewhere.
And you was big balling back then. I don't think I went to Red Lobster till my junior year of college.
That was a whole lot. You know, I had a little part-time job at the Village Idiot. I used to deliver pizza.
But
The Village Idiot in 5 Points.
It was named after Sly.
Hey, funny fact though. I tell you a little story. When I first started working at the Village Idiot, they used to have what they call amateur night, and it was this band that would come around, and it was like 4 white guys or 3 white guys and 1 black dude singing, and they would come to amateur night and they would jam out there, rock out, and me and the black dude was the only black dude in the place, so we talked to each other, came cool, and then next thing you know, about 5-6 months went by, ain't nobody seen them, they ain't show up to amateur night or nothing. And then it came out.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish, man.
I know you're gonna tell that lie.
Hootie and the Blowfish, man. I'm telling you, man. I knew them before they was famous, cuz I knew them before they was famous.
Sly, them people ain't know you.
They know. Real talk, man. Real talk. I know. We got to go.
But they don't know him now.
Hey, what's his name? What's the black dude name?
Darius Ruckers. He sent us out. He sent us out when we went to Vegas. Well, when me, Craig, Juwan, and Dobie went to Vegas, they put us up in their they had a residency in Vegas, and they put us up. We went to Vegas for free. All we had to do was pay for our plane ticket. They put us up in the hotel room and all.
What you had to do for it?
Nothing. They wasn't even performing when we went.
No, I'm talking about what you had to do. I ain't actually what they performed.
Oh, just a cool black dude.
Oh, okay. If that's the story you want us to believe, but anyway,
you know how Hollywood is.
They residency, but they weren't performing.
Yeah, well, they wasn't performing the week we went.
Okay.
The week we went, they wasn't performing.
Oh, okay. So it just so happened they weren't. Okay, I got you. Yeah. But Shauna, did you go to the prom, Shauna?
Yes, I went my junior and senior year with He Who Shall Remain Nameless.
You went with the same person both times?
Who?
I know who he is.
Who is it?
Whatever.
Put it in the chat, Chad. Chat it up, Chad. Chat it up, Chance.
Who you went to the prom with?
Hey, Chance, I'm waiting.
I already seen it.
Oh, okay.
You know good well it was
Angry Man. She went with Angry Man. Still angry.
You don't think I'm mad, son.
Yeah, the PG extraordinaire.
Oh, Lord.
You know, that was a thing back then. That was an item.
I forgot all about that. I forgot about that one.
Hey, Slide, that's the old school Keisha Cole and Antonio Brown.
I was like, I didn't even know we had Chinese people in our school.
So I knew not to go that route again. She revisiting the same people every time with a different face.
Wow.
Yeah. You did it for 2 years.
At least.
I
seriously did not
know better.
I tried to tell you back in the day, you ain't want to listen to me.
Well,
I said, Shauna, he ain't no good for you.
Shauna, You know,
listen to your boy.
we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes.
Yes,
But
ain't
you got to live and learn.
a lie don't care who tell it. You ain't trying to
You just don't remember. It's all good. It's all good.
That's a
You ain't gotta remember.
line, Negro.
Anyway.
It's all good. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. You think about it though, man. It's good times though, man. Good times, man. Everybody enjoy. But you know what's crazy though about the prom now, man? You look at the prom, and I remember when I went, you know, the first time I went, I had the suit with the little cummerbund on and the little bow tie.
You took your band suit?
Huh?
You took your suit from the band?
Nah, I wasn't never on the band. Nah.
You stole one from the band, from one of the band.
I might have beat up a band guy or something. I don't know. Probably beat up a band geek.
My prom date borrowed without permission a car from his family member. So I'm always ready to go to prom, and he does not have transportation because he borrowed without permission a car from a family member. They were like, now you cannot hold my car.
Ooh.
So he borrowed the car so that he could get some stuff for me for prom. So I'm hot, crying, tears. I'm not going to the prom. I'm in my dress, hair done. I ain't going. Slowly but surely, all of my friends started showing up at my house to talk me into going to the prom. Miss Abrams came over. Everybody came over trying to get me. Don't let him ruin your prom. Don't. So somehow he made it to my house, and well, he may have house, and I'm in the house, and I'm like, I'm not going. And finally, they're like, Shauna, you got to prepare for this. So all I know is my dad and him were out in the backyard, and when he came, like, we're gonna take your dad's truck. Come on, we ready to go. So out till this was probably before my mom died. So this is probably 4 or 5 years ago. I said, Daddy, we laughing about it. I said, Daddy, what did you say to him when y'all were out in the back? He said, I'm gonna give you some money. I'm gonna give you the keys to my car. And after the night, I don't ever want to see your MF face around my
Wow.
Hey, did it happen?
Nope, never came back to the crib.
Hey, that's what's up. That's all like daddy with my own heart.
Hey boy, hey
shout out to Papa Cobb over there.
Big shout out to Big Steve.
Yes,
you could have been stuck. You could have been stuck in a rut since your senior year, your junior year, Sean. If it weren't for Papa Cobb. Now y'all give a round of applause for Papa Cobb.
She's gonna be all right.
Well, how you know she might not have changed his life? His life might have took a turn for the better if you was in his life.
Doubt it.
So
after you couldn't get her to the prom, dog, that was terrible.
I blame you for him being a failure.
You can't say he's a failure now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know his life like that, so I'm not gonna go there.
Stop it.
I blame you for him not being the best he can be.
It's like you don't stop it. Cut it out.
You need to cut it.
He may be the best.
Cut it.
I don't know, man.
I'm finna hit him up when we get off the show.
I don't know, man. I used to. I don't know. I grew up though. I thought he was always a good guy though, but I don't know. He seemed to be a tough guy now. So
anyway, moving right along.
But you think about it though, man. The prom, man. Everybody love the prom, man. Everybody love the prom. That type of year, you know, you wanna, you know, you got an excuse to stay out all night. Excuse to try. Y'all had a curfew for y'all prom?
Yeah, I did. 12 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah, man.
I thought, the thing is, with you being the baby Chance, I thought you would have had a lot more freedom, you being the baby.
I never tried to buck the system, you know what I'm saying? When I got to Memphis and when I got crazy. In high school, I ain't do nothing.
Well, we didn't have a curfew, but Miss Abrams cooked breakfast for all of us. So after prom, after we went back to Shayla's house and had breakfast, and Miss Abrams cooked for all of us.
See, that's smart.
Yeah,
Right there. See.
that's the way. That's the way to keep something from happening. That's all that was.
She gonna see which one of y'all hung over.
That's why Shay a little good girl right there. Her mama smart. They know the deal. See? They know I love some Miss Abrams, man. They know the deal. They say we go and get them back here. None of them shenanigans can go on.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Hey, so you talk about the prom. Y'all have any good graduation stories?
You know what? Our graduation, for me, we spent the whole night looking for the party. We spent the whole night going to the wrong damn party because my crew, we threw a party the week after graduation, not on because the place we wanted to get, we couldn't rent out the place we wanted to rent out on graduation night. So we ended up throwing a party that next week. But on graduation night, we spent the whole damn night driving. It was me, Whitlock, and Dobie. We drove to the wrong party.
What a crew.
What a crew, boy. What a crew. We was at the wrong party all night long, man.
Hey,
that's funny. You know that on Sesame Street, where they're like, one of these people are doing their own thing. It was like that three don't match right there.
Bro.
Yeah, hey,
no, Dobie a stand-up dude.
Hey, Krista Taylor said on her prom night, they went to after prom, they went to Black Bike Week.
Yeah.
Hey, after the prom?
After the prom?
That's what she said. We went to Myrtle Beach after prom for Black Bike Week.
She must have been after graduation, man. Ain't Black Bike Week, that Memorial Day weekend.
So we didn't graduate till June.
We didn't graduate till June.
Yeah, that's that new stuff and that May stuff. So she right.
She is right then. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And don't be trying to check up for her credentials like that, Slizz.
I'm sitting here like this. Let me look.
My bad, Shauna.
So after graduation, I actually found, I was going through some pictures and I taken a picture from my senior book. So after graduation, apparently, I don't even remember this, we had a group brunch. Me, Shayla's family, and Craig's family all had brunch together after graduation when we finished at the high on that rainy day, because it rained really, really hard on our graduation day.
So y'all, the successful ones, y'all had a brunch. All the losers, they went elsewhere. They sent you losers.
All the losers went to the wrong party.
Hey,
all the losers was at the wrong party waiting to go to Memphis to turn up.
Hey, so let me say a little something about the graduation these days now. So now these days, my wife was actually at her best friend's son's graduation in Nashville this weekend. They have a whole graduation party. Like, did your parents throw y'all a graduation party or anything like that? I didn't have one. I think we went to Shauna's or something.
I think we had I had some family. I had a bunch of family come in town, and we had a little graduation dinner or whatever. It wasn't a party. We had a graduation dinner.
Yeah. Like this, it ain't turned up a whole nother notch now, whole nother level.
Yeah. A chick, graduation dinner or whatever. Chick I used to mess with, her kid up in Charlotte. Her kid had a graduation dinner, a graduation party.
It ain't turned up a whole nother notch now, whole nother level.
Yeah, but whole nother level. It was on a whole nother level.
Hey, but it's some messed up stuff. My daughter, my oldest daughter, Cheyenne, she's just finished her sophomore year. She graduated in the middle of COVID. So we had a graduation party planned and everything, and we couldn't do it. We had like a virtual graduation. So they set up times where everybody got to walk across the stage, and you have 4 people that you can get in. We just screamed and hollered, you know what I'm saying? So they recorded it, and then they pieced it all together to make it look like everybody was walking across the stage. But I was like, man, and then we looked at it on Zoom at the actual graduation day. But I mean, I feel bad for her on that. When she graduates college, we're gonna do it big for sure.
How many people in the graduating class?
Oh, 500?
Oh, Lord.
Hey, that was the longest Zoom meeting I ever been on.
That's also why your daughter and all of her classmates got to college and didn't know how to act, right?
Yeah, they wild out.
Their senior year was cut short.
Well, actually, though, you know, her first year of college, they had to stay in the dorm. They had to take their classes online also. They was at college, but they didn't even get to go to school.
Her best friend's son's graduation.
But now they kind of back to normal now.
But they also had to cut loose when they finally could cut loose.
Oh yeah, hey, she talked to my wife a lot more than she talked to me. But you know, I get all the details. I'm like, so why you get home at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning every day? I'm like, this is not a good thing, Shane.
Hey, don't be trying to call out like that, man.
I mean,
Good girl.
Hey, I'm hands off. I'm like, hey, you gonna live and learn, you know what I'm saying? I done did a lot of crazy stuff in my days. You do your thing, you know.
Yeah,
I'll be here.
I'll
be here if you need me for some advice. But you know, other than that, do your thing, girl. Do your thing.
I ain't mad at you.
I done learned a lot in my days.
That's not going out the bottom like that? Oh, that's water. My bad, that's that. My bad, it's that.
Must be something in the water.
Gotta be something in the water.
Hydrate.
I know. My bad, it's that. I was a little bit off. I'm allowed to make a mistake.
Liquor straight out of a bottle on a Sunday night.
Well, if it was Saturday, it might. But not on Sunday.
Hey, not even Saturday. It gotta be Friday. It gotta be Friday.
She might just have to pay the bag.
Before we go to any other story real quick, I got a real quick story. So I went out to Indiana for my job and kicked it with Shauna. And why Shauna still trying to act like she my mama or something? It's like, hey, you sit right here, don't go right here. I'm like, damn, Shauna.
Wait.
I like mama call up. I like you still trying to debo me all these years later, man.
How? What I do?
Debo.
How?
I told you.
She want examples.
Hey, so like you can't sit right here, sit right here.
You have telling the story. So we went to my spot, and there are regulars who sit in a certain area. And I said, Chance, you can't sit in that particular area because you ain't one of them. Get your ass over there. That's what
I'm Chance Nesbitt, though. I said what I want to say.
And that's exactly what she told you.
LeBron,
get your ass up and get over.
Move. That's how quickly he moved.
How quick you move.
Slow motion.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Trying to still D-born.
Indiana, the home of the Klan. You better get up and move quick, man.
Nah, she actually had a community of African American people, actually.
The only.
And I said, Shauna, I said, you don't find all the black people in Indiana.
Hey.
But then I found out there's a lot of black people in Indiana.
Martinsville. That's Southern Indiana. I mean, they everywhere, but they started in Martinsville. So it's a lot of people in Indianapolis.
Ain't none of them but Mike Epps' cousins. They're the only ones up there.
Yeah, I just found out. I seen that show. I found out that's where he's from.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Y'all talking about y'all high school graduation. We all graduated from college.
You did?
Yeah.
Hey, now that's 2 shots I don't let you take at me without me.
That's something new.
But you gotta know something is coming. So just be prepared. Just be prepared. But yeah, man. The crazy thing, me, rest in peace to Vent Hosting and Joy. We all went to Monterey graduation when he graduated from FAMU down there in Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know Vince?
No. Who graduated?
Monterey
Coleman.
Oh.
The principal's son.
Yeah. We went down there, man. That was a good time because they graduated on that Friday, I believe, and Florida State graduated on like that Saturday. And dude had us in all these like presidential spots. Vent went outside, dog, to smoke a cigarette. They wouldn't even let him back in. He had to stay outside for 3 hours.
Y'all at the moon? Were y'all at the moon in
We
Tallahassee?
was at the moon, Carl. We was at the moon. And this fool talking about, we up there, man. I'm talking about we drinking. We crazy. We acting crazy. Man, he talking about I'll be back. You're like, dude, where you going? You don't know nobody down here in no Tallahassee, Florida. For you to be going, he went out there to smoke a cigarette, dude, ain't let him back in. We come out, he's sitting outside on the curb, still smoking Newports.
Yeah.
I said, boy, you at the moon, Carl. How you know, Carl? How you know?
You know Norcia went to fam. I had a couple of good nights.
Yeah, we was at the moon, man. I'm talking about rocking, y'all. Yeah.
Brown, like Eric Badu said, I was right there at your graduation.
That's three. That's three.
So, Brian, here's my A&M graduation story. So, me and one of my girlfriends drove down from Bird when she finished with her Pharm D. So, she had been in school for, I guess, a couple of years because she went through undergrad and then got her Pharm D. So, I had a concert to go to in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta at the time. Drove to Tallahassee, did Norcia's graduation, her graduation party, hugged everybody, drove back to Atlanta so I could see Prince that night at 9:00 in Phillips Arena downtown.
It was the musicology tour?
Sure was.
Yep.
Man.
The greatest concert I've ever been to in my entire life.
They let you go, Sly? They let you go?
No. I went to the one in Columbia.
Oh, okay.
I went to one in Columbia. Because, that's the tour. Musicology was when he retired all of his nasty songs. All of his, because Prince, big time Jehovah's Witness and all. So that's the one where he retired all of his nasty songs.
That Atlanta show was the only show on that musicology tour that had an opening act. He had Morris Day and the Time.
Nope. The Columbia show, because Morris Day and the Time performed at Benedict's homecoming the night before on a Friday night. They performed at the party, and then they came on again. They came because Prince drummer is from Columbia. His drummer from Columbia, and so Prince was in town the whole week. He was in Columbia for most of the week, and so Morris Day and the Time opened up the show. And his thing was, he's like, well, I was already performing. I might as well stay with it. Yep.
Where did they perform in Columbia?
Colonial Center, the USC place. I don't know. Did they change the name? Is it still Colonial Center? I don't know.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. These play change their names every two or 3 months or whatever. They'll change their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh man, you a good friend,
Coach Jeter. That's changed. I thought that was Coach G. I thought that was wrong. G.
Wow.
My bad. I was about to say you ain't tell us about you graduating back then, Coach Jeter.
I graduated. Hey, I would let me say this one thing. I was really. We said this before the show started. I was appalled that. I thought we had about 250 people in our senior class. And then when I seen that I was like number 62 out of 160, I was like, what happened to the rest of the folks, man? I was like, man, about 80 people didn't graduate now.
Hey, you joking though. It's a lot of cats that walk afterwards now. It's a lot of cats. I ain't gonna call nobody out in the class of 98. But it's a lot of our homeboys that's close to us right now that did not walk. They had to go back.
It's crazy now. But yeah, my grandmama came down and my auntie came down. And, I think, like I said, I think we went out there. I can't even remember, man. It's so long ago. But I think we went to Shauna's.
Hey, you was 62?
Huh?
You was 62?
62.
God dog, Chance.
Hey, but we went and got some Shauna. We had the little buffet,
Right there on Bush River right there.
Nah, the one by our crib. back by the
Grove.
Tyrone Bell and them lived at.
That was Quincy's. I used to work there.
Quincy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, Quincy.
Fly, do you remember what number you were in our class?
I was 36.
Yeah, I was 62.
I was
I had
36.
a
I remember that.
So you gonna check me because I'm 62? Hey,
I was 36. I remember. What number was you, Shauna?
9.
Nerd.
Nah, see the cheat. They knew how to cheat. They knew how to cheat. Hey, and I'm just messing with you.
I was an athlete. I had other things to do. I was an athlete. I was a letter winner, multi-sport letter winner.
But I will say this: after we got older, I figured out that, like, you know, we only had but like 15 white people at our school, but they had the best parties, and we ain't know nothing about them, dog. I'm like, man.
They started drinking when we were in like 8th grade.
Yeah, I'm like, man, we ain't get to kick it with y'all. We can't kick it with y'all. It's like that.
Hey, well, one of my tattoo artists, he shall remain nameless. I mean, we was in 8th grade. We went to God dog it. We went somewhere with Miss O'Kane. My boy had them smuggled in the MD-20, 2 bottles of MD-20 on that thing. I said, wow.
What does his name rhyme with?
Is it a type of soap?
It is a type of soap. Old school soap. I'm telling you, dog. I was like, God, dog. Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing, but let me get that blue. Get some of that blue raspberry.
I know you about to throw up that night too.
Boy, hey, trying to get back. We went somewhere in Charleston or somewhere. And Miss O'Kane went with us, boy, and I don't know how he did it, but that joke about that thing, he had him in each pocket. Anyway, he should name nameless, but it's a bar of soap. But you ain't heard that from me. You ain't heard that from me. Heard it from me. God, dog, bro.
Man, that is crazy, man. To think about, man, you know, it was a lot of good times, man. And it's funny you mentioned partying with white folk, you know, because like Chan said, we had more than 15. We had more
18?
Than nah. I
don't remember that many.
In our graduating class, we probably had about 30, maybe 40.
Nah.
Who? Key? Joe?
Yeah, we did. We had about 30, maybe 40. Maybe 40 in our graduating
you
class.
know my sisters went to Columbia High too.
And when they went, it used to be all white, eh?
Yeah, they a lot older than me, and I saw their graduating class.
It was downtown then when they went?
No, they was still at
they was on the river.
The same spot, yeah.
No, I ain't know, Shauna. I ain't know.
They graduate, Chan.
What year did they graduate?
Yeah, what year?
Like 1930 or something like that. I'm just playing. Oh, in the 80s.
Yeah, it was up there. My sister graduated in the 80s.
Yeah.
Shout out to my sister. I ain't gonna tell nobody your age.
Yeah, but it's funny though, man, because I ain't really get the experience partying with white folk. I got to college, I got to Kentucky, and I realized they do it on a whole nother level.
Listen, dog.
We went to the beach after senior year, after graduation for senior week.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to go see the white girls that were in our class, and they were on a whole different level. We were like, wow, y'all over here like doing it big with this, party.
I ain't experienced it until I went to USC Aiken my freshman year, dog. And they had something called a $5 keg party, all you can drink. and dog, they had all you could drink. And I don't remember ever running out of anything to drink.
How much
it was crazy.
How much did you drink?
Back then, still couldn't drink that much. I mean, I was a lightweight. I was just there for the other festivities and having fun. But I had some of my classmates that went down there with me that could hold their own. They got their money's worth.
Back then, I ain't never get my money's worth out of no drink. Boy, I tell you, I couldn't keep
swordfish.
I couldn't keep up with them back then. I couldn't.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I couldn't either slide. That's why I don't do too much drinking now. But we talking about
my thing is, I remember one time we went to, we was set up in the dorm room, we were pre-gaming, and dude had it was some Seagrams, it was the bumpy bottle. He had the Seagram,
not ahead.
And I was like, yeah, go ahead and poke, because it was early. This was like, it was on a Wednesday night. I'll never forget, it was a Wednesday night, and it was during football season. And he was like, hey man, I'm gonna pull you something. Tell me when. And I'm thinking, whenever I got out and drunk in high school, the little drinking I did, we had some Mad Dog. You know what I'm saying? That's about as far as it get. We had that MD 2020.
Something you could get at the pantry.
Yeah, something like that. But he started pouring that gin, and in my mind, it's like, yeah, this clear. This ain't really nothing. So I'm like, just keep on going. And he just kept on going. And then he said, you sure? I said, yeah. And then he said, all right, put a little orange juice and put a little, like a drop of orange juice on that thing. Well, I went, turned it up. I'm like, whoa.
If you sounded like that, they ought to put you out the party.
Hey, bro. I sounded just like that, bro. I realized this drinking thing ain't for me, man.
I almost made the worst mistake of my life drinking some of that naughty head, boy. And I told myself, ever since then, I would never, ever in my life drink that naughty head. And I have held true about 15, 16 years later, man. For real. That naughty head, man, boy, never mind. That's another story. But speaking of
my freshman year at Clemson, I was a student athlete for 4 years. They had to initiate us. So they took us over to one of the upperclassmen's apartments, and all they did was just pour us with liquor, stuff I had never tasted before. And we got sick as they got us so drunk, and then they put us in the van. We had a training room van that didn't have any seats in the back because we had to carry all like the water and stuff.
Yeah.
So they 6 of us in the back of this van with no seats. One of the girls had a plastic bag. She had the straps around her ear, and she was spitting into the bag. And they took us down what's called Roller Coaster Road in Clemson. We had a really good time. I tell y'all, I've not had Jägermeister to this day because of that night in fall of 1997. I would never, ever, ever drink it because of that night.
It's certain liquor I ain't gonna make. Jägermeister and Goldschlager.
Hey, hold on, Sly. We got something in here. Tasha Jones say there used to be a huge cookout every spring at State right before exam week called Slutfest.
Slutfest?
In Columbia?
She said at South Carolina State. Said it was Slutfest. Wait a minute. I want to know, did you participate?
In the Slutfest to chime in on this because I need to know what this is about.
That we finna get to the bottom of this. I know Sly want to know.
I need to know. It's Slutfest.
I know. Hey, but before we find out about Slutfest, I'm gonna tell you a good memory. Our Chance just said something about their senior book, and my senior, and it didn't happen my senior year, but from my junior year, y'all senior year, I still got the was it homecoming? I think card where y'all had written our names on the paper. And when we busted out the paper, you went and got mine for me. I still got that paper card. I still got it. Too.
Ron, I'm here for the team.
I'm telling you.
My guy.
Still got it.
My guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
I tell you, she talking about that Slutfest. But the boy, when I came home, when I transferred back home to USC, I ended up going to Wofford College and kicking it with our homeboy. And he said I had to come up there on the weekend of the Bull Party. The Bull Party, these mugs went and got nothing but Slit Smart Liquor Bull. And that's the only thing that was at the party.
That Billy D.
And that is
all
night long. And he played a white frat. So them boy, hey. I was like, man, but that also let me know one of our past stories, though, what we talked about, who the finest woman in the world was. At that party, Angelina Gordon walked in and the whole party stopped. Everybody in the party looked at.
I think you told me that story.
The whole party stopped, all of them, and looked at her walk in, walk through, and walk out. And then every man in the party, black, white, and Jew or Gentile, said, damn, when she walked out.
Hey, Sly, that's like Tim Brown said it was when Ike walked in our class reunion. And he said it was like the best man with more shit. When Ike walked in, everybody was like, oh.
Man.
I didn't know that.
Look, you mentioned true story. Today I was watching what History Channel, The Food That Made America, and the episode was about beer. And it was the guy Schlitz, who started Schlitz, the beer, and then Schlitz malt liquor, and Captain Pabst. And it was 1883 Germany. Schlitz and Pabst were battling to see who could make the best beer. I got it all together.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll take your word for it.
Got that all together right there. You might learn something.
See, what we do on the Rip 28 podcast, people, we educate. We not only enlighten and have fun, man, we educate too, man.
You wouldn't have been 36 in the class if you watched History Channel, Sly.
No, history major. I waited too late.
Hey, well, it could have been 60 seconds. So
Yeah, it could have been 60 seconds at least.
Right.
So check this, man. I'm in the top 20%.
It's a wonder Chance made it to college.
Now why you had to bring me in this? Come on, man.
because you was the 162nd out of 65 people.
No, 165.
Check this out, Chan.
Come on now, come on.
You got midway, Chance. Either way,
Hey, I did what I had to do.
Hey, Chan, let me ask you a question, Chance. What do they call a man who graduates last in medical school?
A doctor.
A
Doctor. You graduated, bro. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Let them hate.
Hey, you ain't had
Like I said, I had 3.0. I had 3.0. People might didn't know that.
You ain't had no 3.0.
You ain't had no 3.0.
Yeah, I did.
If you had a 3.0 in that class, you would have been a little height.
Hey, so don't be talking about my class now.
I'm just being honest. It was you.
Because you was number 34 out of 30.
I already got you with that one, so you can't come back with that one.
Hey, but it was good. I was good.
It's okay.
You know, 30 through 62 was like a small percentile apart.
I don't know. I went down that low, so I don't know.
Look here.
So I could have been, one more B and one more A. I could have been number 30. You know.
Chance, I've been knowing you for a long time, and I don't remember no A's, but absence.
Hey, I took PE to 11th grade, so I always got one A.
And I think you even got a B in that.
No, I got A in that. Straight A's in PE, baby.
I don't even think you dressed out, and Coach John had to get you a Chance. What are you doing?
Nah.
What are you doing, Chance? What are you doing? What are you doing, Chance?
You ain't had to worry about me in PE. Every other thing was a struggle.
Going back to class stinking because you ain't taking no shower at PE.
Hey, we go to other people's PE class. Hey, you have some jeans on, you have some shorts, basketball shorts up underneath them jumps, just ready to hoop.
Coming in class stink. Somebody musty was that?
That's Chance, old basketball playing ass.
You was out there too.
Look here, Chan. Whenever they talk about your number 62, you being 62 or 64, go and ask them.
164. Get it right.
Go and ask them how much student loans they got and how much student loans you got. Say you was working on your 40 time and now you ain't got no student loans. That wouldn't matter. That's what matters.
That's a good one now.
That's what matters.
Taking 20 minutes up with it.
You're right. It took me a while. I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna phrase it.
Hey, because he ain't have enough oxygen going to his head. It was just collar.
Hey, Sly, I meant to ask you though. I mean, I appreciate the love and everything, but you gonna referee a game after this?
He looked like he work at Foot Locker. He an assistant manager at Foot Locker.
Oh boy, funny.
I love you, man. I love you. You know.
Hey, do us a favor. Now, if you really want to get some viewers and get people going, try to button that top button and see what happens.
Don't want to kill him. We're not trying to kill him tonight. We need
nothing but haters, man. Ain't nothing but haters.
Hey, you got a little taco meat up under there, I think.
Nothing but haters, man. Nothing but haters, man. Y'all just.
And then y'all talking about Sly stole somebody's band suit. Man, who shaped like Sly but him? Who suit did Sly steal?
First of all,
like the Michelin Man.
No instrument.
I played the piano. I took piano lessons from the 1st grade to the 5th grade.
Ooh, they ain't using that in no marching band. They ain't playing the piano in no marching band.
No, they got electric pianos.
Now that Columbia High. I can tell you that. We barely had drums and saxophones.
But you know good well. I wasn't on no band.
Drum line at that. We had a good drum line.
We had a decent band. We had a decent band.
How you know we had a good drum line? You ain't never seen the band. I ain't never seen the band.
I was in the band till 12th grade.
Oh.
I ain't never seen the Columbia High band.
Think about the drum line. It was Jabril, LeBaron, what is his last name? Durant. Played drums.
Well, they was nice. They was nice dudes, but I ain't never seen. I played football. I was in the locker room at halftime. I ain't see no band.
You seen them on the sidelines and in the
I'm the only person on here who never came out the game. Y'all got to be on the sideline. I ain't never come out the game.
Nigga, we only had 4 fat people, so you had to not come out the game. So what you talking about?
Sly, you feel good about that?
Huh?
So you feel good about that, huh?
Now that I'm 43, every once in a while I can look back on it and have to throw out a brag session every once in a while.
Well, I'm about to brag. I'm the only one on here without breasts.
You go ahead.
Hey, I ain't got no breasts.
That's my flex for the night.
Hey.
And that's excluding Shauna because she's supposed to. We tell
Sly, you gonna have to let high school go now. We're not gonna be like your friend.
Hey.
96, 97.
Hey, I let they brought it up, so I had to finish. I had to finish it off.
Who brought what up?
I had to throw in my finishing move.
High school. You didn't peak in high school, so you have to let it go.
I didn't. I read. It's funny we talk about that now because we got our one friend who loved to bring up what should have been or could have been on the athletic field. He hadn't said much lately. He hadn't said much.
As soon as you say that,
get my daily laughs out of that.
But as soon as you say that, here you go.
I gotta go right now.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You know who we talking about.
Oh yeah.
You know who we talking about.
The all-pro semi-pro guy. All semi-pro. But Chance had a homeboy that was right in line with that, so he can't talk much.
Yeah.
Well, my prom date, I think, was playing for many years trying to go pro.
Oh God, yeah.
Your prom date still trying to play. Still, I see video here and there. I'd be like, man, some things don't change, man. Some things just don't change. It's over, bro.
He still cried there and lost.
Same cry face. He got that same cry face. He's a terrible actor.
Y'all wrong for that, but Shauna was there to console him.
All the way from Boston.
You know what, Shauna? You did date a bunch of basketball losers now that we think about it.
Oh, don't go there. Come on now.
What about your original love, the Dutch Fork greatest never was?
The never was. Hold on.
Talk about your losers too, Sly.
Hey.
In athletic. Let's not do this.
Hey.
Wait. We don't got no more time.
We talking about you now. We talking about you now.
We ain't got enough time to talk about his losers.
Hey, Sly can only just get what he can get. So, you know, it is what it is.
We expect better out of you, Shauna.
Wait a minute. Now, y'all can't do my boy Sly like that now. Come on.
Hey.
Yeah, we can.
Cut it out. No.
Yeah, we can.
8th grade. How about that?
Hey, but it's I don't know, man. We all have had some interesting decisions that we made in our dating past.
Yeah, but some of them were as children. So you can't compare me dating somebody in the 8th grade to the loser you had 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 8 years ago as a grown.
God, dog. Wait a minute.
Girls mature faster than boys.
Pew, pew, pew.
Girls mature faster than boys.
I was 12. This fool was 35. Talking about let's talk about everything. No, sir, not the same.
Girls mature faster than boys.
You better go on to the next subject, sir.
Next story.
So we done talked about partying after graduation. Oh man, what?
Talk about prom. Talk about graduation.
Yo, listen to Kendrick's new joint.
Look
I
at
haven't heard it yet.
I listened to some of it. Well, I listened to the whole first side, and I listened to half of the second one. You know, I like it, but I gotta be in a mood to listen to Kendrick, man. Because you gotta decipher everything he's saying, because he says some real deep stuff, man. And sometimes I just want to listen to some music, and I want to listen to somebody talk about killing somebody and smoking dope instead of dope sometimes.
So you want that young thug, you want that young slime like that.
Yeah.
See, that ain't music.
He just got arrested last week.
He want the Rico man. He want the Rico case guy. Got his last CD, because that's gonna be the last one you hear from that guy.
Yeah, he ain't coming on. You know, they arrested like 28 people, I think. They arrested like 28 people.
And out of them 28, it only take one to snitch.
That's
for
all.
Everybody to come. They're gonna bring the Carter down.
That's all. It just take one person to snitch, and then that's gonna be it. And Young Thug ain't never coming home. He ain't.
So what happened with that? What did he do?
Apparently, they've had a 10-year investigation on him. The Fulton County government, part of the feds, they've had a 10-year investigation on him and his
associates.
His associates. And now what they did, they charged him under the state, not federal. They charged him, and I'm gonna explain to you later why they charged him state, not federal. They charged him state, not federal, under the RICO Act.
All right, Christopher Darton.
Oh yeah, I'll break it down, man. They charged him under the RICO Act, and what they do by that, because they invented that for the mob bosses and stuff like that, because they couldn't get these big mob bosses, they couldn't get them, you know, with their hands on no dope or stealing nothing like that. So what they do, they charge your whole gang, whatever your gang does, they charge that as a whole. And if you're the leader of that gang, then you go ahead and you gonna get, if the bottom man on the totem pole robbed the bank, you going down for bank robbery too. So they add all of that stuff up, and that's the RICO Act. And that's what the RICO Act is.
So Young Thug is the leader of a gang.
He's the leader of Young Slime Block.
Young Thug.
Yeah.
Is the leader of a gang.
Yeah, they say he been a part of the gang since I was watching that thing with him and Lucci going back and forth. Since he was about 9, 10, so all this, he the second youngest out of 11 kids. And all his older brothers, siblings, and whatever were all gang members.
Yep.
It's Rico's racketeering.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they do, you know, they got all of these guys on charges. And what they did, what was interesting, instead of making it a federal charge, they bring it up as a state charge first, right? And now with the state charge, what they do they want you to exhaust all of your money. That's how they get you. You can beat a state charge a lot easier than you can beat, well, statistically. Statistically, you beat a state charge a lot easier than you can beat a federal charge. So what you do, they want you to use up all of your money. You spend all your money. Not only does he have to pay for a lawyer for himself, if he's smart, he got to pay for a lawyer for all 20 people. So because the one time he doesn't pay for a lawyer for one of those 28,
he done.
He done. That one of those 28 gonna be like, well, fuck it, I'ma tell you ain't taking care of me. So not only does he have to pay for lawyers for that whole 28, he got to pay that whole 28, they family, to keep them happy. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep everybody's family going. And so they exhaust all your money. Now, if they exhaust all your money and you end up beating the charge, now the feds can come in. And the feds can say, well, we're going to charge you federally now. You don't have no more money left to fight the case.
That's why.
And that's from Christopher Darden himself.
But this is
Break
the
it
thing, though.
down.
This is the thing. If you are a rapper, be a rapper. That's it. If you a rapper, don't be in the streets. Because what they doing, they even using some of the man's songs as evidence against him. They use his lyrics as evidence against him. If you are a rapper, your street life should be over with. If you a gangster, don't be a rapper. Wasn't there one point in time where gangsters wasn't supposed to tell? And now these gangsters telling on themselves.
Well, Slide, they ain't just started telling. They ain't just started telling.
In the songs, like, and they're using all of that against them.
Yeah, but they say they got
like that's real life or something.
They say they got Thug on wiretap.
Yeah.
Talking about something with the hit, putting a hit out on Lucci or something.
Yeah, one of his rivals or whatever went to jail for something, and he in the jail. And then they got Young Thug allegedly, say allegedly. They got Young Thug talking to on one of his other people about killing the dude in the jail. No, man, if you a rapper, be a rapper. Because see, this is what a lot of people not realizing. Not only was he, I guess, in the street still, but he's still a business executive, right? So there are other people up under him who work for him who don't have anything to do with the streets. They work in his business office. They work on the business side. Now, all of these people out of job. They out of job. They done lost the job. They done lost the way they take care of their family because you want to still be in the street. And I don't know how many times you have to hear this story. How many times you have to hear this story when somebody gonna finally realize, I might need to get my ass out the streets if I'm gonna be a rapper.
The crazy thing
everybody think they do.
Yeah, but the crazy thing about it is, a little while ago, him and his partners, YSL was on $1 million worth of game, and Wallow was talking to him about this same thing, the same exact thing, getting out the streets, being able to take care of your family. You got a chance to create generational wealth, and you're not taking advantage of it. And I'll be darned if whatever, I forgot what day it was, and now my boy got caught up.
Street life is the only life I know.
You better find a new life, man. You better find a new life. And here go the thing. You better don't drop the soap life is the only life you need to know right now.
But hey, it definitely ain't working, man. Like you would think that, you do these things to get out of that, you know what I'm saying? Not to double down on it, you know what I mean? Like how hard is it to make it? I know y'all know 20 to 30 people who said they was rappers that ain't made it. But if you make it, it's time to do your thing, man. Stop acting like you crazy, man. I was gonna get it.
Because we also know so many people though who might be in that situation who, because it's so ingrained in them, they can't let that lifestyle go. And so they've made it, what we say may have been made it, but the streets be calling, and it's my people still here, and it's for me. I find it fascinating because there are so many people who you hear say, "I don't go home." Like people who become successful, they say, "I don't go back because there's nothing there." You know, when people don't have anything to lose, you can't fool with them people because if they ain't got nothing to lose, they don't care about what you got to lose. So there are some people who recognize that, and some people who just can't, no matter what, they can't pull themselves away from it. You know, you think about what was the Kevin Hart thing on Netflix with his brother. Like his brother just couldn't leave it alone. No matter how much Kevin Hart tried to help him out, he was to what he was. And sometimes you gotta cut ties with people.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody ain't made to go where you going. It ain't everybody can't go where you going.
But
they love that street life and that name, that I guess that street moniker, man. I guess they care more about what the streets think than being successful, having that street name.
But you understand how that can be a hard thing to do, right? You know, like you grew up with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Say Brian, you made it to the league. Me and Sly gonna be like, hey man, let me come kick it with you, let me hold some. And then next thing you know, you got 10, 12 other dudes that went to high school with you that's like, you know, hook me up, help me out, do this, do that. And then next thing you know, it's hard to say no. So you gotta have some good people in your corner, man.
But yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's about who you surround yourself with. I'm not gonna go surround myself with the local dope dealers. You see what I'm saying?
It ain't even gotta be the dope dealer. It gotta be somebody like just people who want to leech up off of you, you know?
Yeah, but you gotta be smart enough to know. Of course I will look out for you and Sly because didn't nobody get me that water like you and Sly. So I owe y'all that. I owe that to you. You ingrained it. But no, on a serious note, man, there's a difference though. You and Sly are close to me. I'm not going to get the guy that was, you know what I'm saying, that was just, you know what I'm saying, one of the people that went to school with us that wasn't my associate. I'm not trying to look to make the hood rich.
Well, there are a lot of examples of people who took their people with them, right? Like look at LeBron and Rich Paul. That's his guy. We came up together, and I'm on my Nelly and the Saint Lunatics. Nelly was like, I'm bringing all of y'all. Now they may have stopped falling out afterwards, but neither here nor there. He took them and he was like, if I get on, then you come, Murphy Lee, you come, whatever the other three were.
Wait, Lee or whatever with the thing on.
Yeah, and Ali, all of y'all coming with me. So there are examples where it's work. I'm bringing my people with me, but then there are examples where you got to cut some people off. Like you just. Because again, it's when people don't have anything to lose, they don't care about what you have to lose.
But see, that's on an individual basis.
Discernment. You got to have a sense of discernment. You got to be able to recognize who is for you and who's not.
Yeah. And then the crazy thing is, you said like LeBron James, all them working.
Yeah.
All them working. It ain't like you can bring everybody you ever associated yourself with. And that's on you because ultimately it's your money. You see what I'm saying? So if I tell you, nah, Sly, I can't be a part of this business venture with you. That's what it is. Sometimes you have to tell people no, and it can be hard. I agree. It can be hard, but once you done made it, you can't just decide that you're gonna go back and get everybody, man. You just can't do it. It's not feasible.
But it's hard. It ain't even everybody. Go ahead, son.
MC Hammer brought everybody from Oakland with him, and you see how that turned out for him. He was paying. He had people on the payroll who weren't doing anything, and you heard him tell that story. I brought all these people from Oakland with me. Most of them were taken. Nobody was giving and adding value, and in the end, that helped to do him in. It wasn't the sole reason, but it helped to do him in. LeBron knew that Rich Paul was smart. He was like, "My guy is gonna be good. He's gonna make what he wants to make, and he's gonna build." And
LeBron went to private school.
Basketball, like
yeah. But I was saying, Brian, like with the little scenario we was talking about before, even your good friends can take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like
totally.
So we ain't talking about 42-year-old Sly and Chan. We talking about 20-year-old slime champ, and you in the league, and we ain't got no job. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh, my boy made it. We made it. You know what I'm saying? We out there.
I mean, I
I ain't
get
got to do nothing else.
But check this out. But when I see that, that's your mindset. I gotta let you go. I gotta cut you off because eventually you gotta
also remember though when you see that
22,
you 20 also.
Yeah, you know that now.
But what I'm saying is that's why I say it's about who you put around you. I gotta have somebody that can keep me from self-destruct. So that's when I gotta have my mom in my corner be like, hey, we can't do that, or somebody that's more financially sound than me. I get it.
So do you think your parents was prepared to like if you say you went straight out of high school, you think your parents was prepared to show you the right way? I know my parents would have been
I wouldn't
splurging out the frame just like me.
No, I don't think they would do that. Now they might not been able to, give me advice on how to do it, but they would have been able to keep the leeches off. I can tell you that.
I don't think I think it ain't as easy as it sounds, but I think for you, Bron, your dad being a military guy, being a strong guy, I think your dad might have been able to stand up to it a little bit better because of his background. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, most people don't have that. And you got to remember, we all come from two-parent households. We come from two-parent households. If we just we talking about NBA right now. Let's talk not music. Let's just talk about the NBA, going pro, stuff like that, straight out of high school. I hate to make it sound like this, but a lot of these cats come from single mothers. You know what I'm saying? And they come from poor situations. We all, even though we come from lower middle class, we still middle class. It might be low middle class, but it's still middle class. You know what I'm saying? You getting somebody straight out of the hood and you giving them $20 million. Man, bro, I'm not mad at the kid for messing up, because what you expect a 19-year-old to do? It's just, I'm mad when you turn 40 and you still messing up. That's what I'm mad at. But I know we kind of strayed off of that subject some, but yeah, man, this having that money thrown at you, man, that's a lot, man. And that's why for all the kids who are one and dones, if you're going to college and you know you're only going to be there for one semester, if I'm a coach, and let's say I'm the coach, I'm Coach Calipari, I'm on that level where I'm getting one and done. Part of my thing, I would tell the parent, I would be like, look, your kid gonna be here for a semester. So for this first semester, he's gonna take a money management course. He's gonna take some type of economic course.
Finances.
That's what he's gonna take. All I need to do is keep him eligible, even if he flunk. I don't know the rules, Shauna, but if you get a 0.0 GPA that first semester, you can still play the second semester, can't you?
No, not in basketball.
Not basketball? Oh, well.
See, football before that semester, so you got the summertime to make that up. I know this by a fact. But basketball, if you flunk out, during the fall, you got a whole spring semester. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the man that was 62nd in his class knows about that.
I know people.
I'm just messing with you, man. But shout out to Desiree Nesbitt watching with us. I ain't gonna shout out too much. That's my people.
That's your people.
That's my people,
this, man. Hey, man, we getting real close, man. We going a little bit longer than what we usually do. But what we always have to do before we get out of here, man, we got to take a trip down the 90s block. We got to walk down the 90s block. I see Shauna over there with her Different World shirt on, but I'm going to tell you, that Different World shirt is wrong, Shauna. You got, hold on a second, I ain't on the screen, but you got Dwayne, Ron, Whitley, and that should be Jaleesa.
Freddie and Kim. Oh, Freddie.
Oh, I ain't see Kim on the bottom, but that should be Jaleesa on there. Jaleesa should be on there. I don't know.
I'm talking with Freddie and Kim.
I hear you. Well, anyway, man, on this 90s block, what we like to do on the 90s block, we like to take something from the 90s and then we throw it up for debate, which was better. And on this one, we're gonna do fighting video games, and we're gonna do the arcade games. Fighting games. You got 4 of them: Killer Instinct, Tekken, Street Fighter, or Mortal Kombat. Which one was the best?
Get over here, finish him.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat for me.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. Ugh. That Tekken, I can never get into that Tekken, man. They didn't have enough projectiles and throwing stuff. You know, you had to know too many buttons.
Man, you know, I was about that Street Fighter, man. That Ryuken. I like that Street Fighter, man.
Street Fighter close second.
Well,
hey, y'all remember
Natasha Jones said Street Fighter.
Tasha said Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Altered Beast?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was good too.
You made me laugh at something else about your boy Trail and his million nicknames he got. Trail come up with a million nicknames for everybody, boy. But
we gotta get Trail on the show.
That's something else. So Shauna, I take for instance, Shauna, you ain't mess with none of these things, Shauna.
She said Mortal Kombat, ain't it?
That's the only one I know.
Oh.
God, dog, come on, Carl.
No Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat's the only one I ever halfway played.
Man,
Kombat.
Girly girl for real. Girly. I hear you.
I ain't nay. I ain't nay. I'm a lady.
Well, check this, man. It's been another great episode of the Rip 28 podcast, man. We got any parting shots before we get out of here? What up, Nez? Anything to say?
Oh man, just want to give a shout out to my kids real quick, man. You know, my oldest daughter just pledged the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. You know, she a legacy now, you know what I'm saying? Middle daughter just placed 3rd in the state in high jump and broke a school record this weekend. So she jumped 5'2" in the high jump. Awesome. You know, they're playing basketball now. Then my little boy CJ just playing his first year of 7-on-7 football. Got him a nice little pick today. Scored a little touchdown. Caught about 4 or 5 passes. He doing his thing, you know. So I'm ripping and running every day, but you know it's all worth it. You know what I mean?
Thank God for Mama Jeans.
Yeah, I know, man. You got to marry the right one. You know what I'm saying? Marry athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, shout out to Courtney. Courtney got the school record at 2 different schools. She got a school record at 2 different schools, man. How often that happens, man?
Yeah, that's right. Arkansas
2 different states.
That's what I'm talking about. Big ups, Courtney. Big ups, Cheyenne, and big ups, little CJ.
Courtney trying to not have any student loans either.
That's what I'm talking about. Way to go, guys.
Hey, my first one don't have none. She ain't gonna have none, and boy ain't gonna have none either. Because if y'all listening, I ain't got it.
I ain't mad at you.
What about you, BZ? You got anything to say before we get out of here, BZ?
Man, I just want to shout out to all the graduates during this graduate season, whether it be from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, graduate school, PhD, whatever. Congratulations. We're proud of you. Keep it up. And to all our African-American young men and young women, keep pushing forward. Just know your journey just started. This is not the end. This is not the end of your journey. So keep pushing. And always remember, to whom much is given, much is required and expected. So just keep pushing. BZ the Great is proud of you from the Rip 28 podcast.
All right, Superman.
And what about you? What about you, Cobb? You got anything to say before we get out of here?
So I say it every time, love on your people, man. Life comes at you fast. I want to make sure I offer my condolences to the folks in Buffalo, New York, who were victims of the tragic hate crime yesterday. Just make sure you let people know you love them. Take the time to reach out to people. If you're thinking about them, reach out to them. Let them know that you are thinking about them, that they're on your mind, because you just never know what will happen. So love on your people, man.
For sure.
All right,
Shout
man.
out to Paul Swan. He just hit me up. So.
Oh, what up, Swan?
Paulie.
My most favorite Tar Heel of all time.
Y'all need to get him on here one week.
Oh yeah. Hey, the show might be 3 hours long.
I'll tell you, man. Hey, man, me and Swan get to talking, man. We all us on here talking to Coach Swan. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It probably will be about 3 hours long.
For real.
And within segments, you give him.
Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 12.
Man, well, check this, man. Once again, it's been another great episode of the RIP 28 podcast. It's a podcast where a few friends get together and we talk about a few things. Now, some of those things you might like, some of those things you might not like, but we keep on talking about them on the RIP 28 podcast. Man, here's the thing. We want to let everybody out there know, all those youngsters who will be going to college in fall. If your roommate has the tie on the door, go to another floor. We'll see you next week on the RIP 28 podcast. We holla.
And we didn't put no time though back when I was in school.
Choo choo.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enemy.
I am not your enemy, nor will I pretend to be. I got these ties like y'all stick, so all I can see is a bunch of enemies. These people is killing me, really though, y'all some lame actors. On the ball and chain playing a slave master. Pray to Heavenly Father, we remain pastors, but you can't pass.